Welcome to another OCG Thursday. Today we're going to be looking at Resonators, of all things. We also have Plunder Patrol finally landing in the OCG. I know a lot of players are very excited to get the chance to enjoy their Plunder Patrol and a lot of the other TCG exclusive archetypes that the OCG really has not had the chance to get their hands on so far. So make sure you guys are subbed to the channel. Make sure you always get those Thursday morning OCG Thursday video notifications by making sure those notifications are on. And let's dig on into this, shall we? So we have one copy of Barrier Resonator. During either player's turn, send this card from your hand to the graveyard. Target a tuner monster you control can be destroyed by battle. You take no damage from it involving attacks. This actually will protect your tuners, which is actually really cool. We have one Creation Resonator, level 8. If you have it on the field, you can go ahead and special summon this from your hand, which is another Fiend type extender. Then we have triple Crimson Resonator. So if you control no monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. If it is the only other monster you control is exactly one Dark Dragon Synchro monster, you can special summon up to 2 Resonator monsters from your hand or deck. Did somebody say extender for my deck? We have one of the OG Dark Resonator. First time it'd be destroyed, it is not. Also another Fiend Tuner. One Maxi. 2 copies of Red Familiar. You contribute a Fiend monster, target a Dark Dragon Synchro monster in your graveyard, special summon it, but its effects are negated. You can banish this card from your graveyard to target a Dark Synchro monster you control. Declare a level 1 through 8, and that monster's level becomes that level until the end of the turn. We have triple Red Resonator. When this card is normal, something special summon a level 4 lower monster from your hand. So this is our extender, essentially, to start combo. Triple copies of the Red Sprinter. When this card is normal, special summon all you control the monsters. You can special summon one level 3 or lower Fiend type tuner monster from your hand. 2 copies of the Red Warg. When you normal summon a Resonator monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. So actually, this plus Resonator starts combo for you to get your level 8 dragon on the field. Then we have 2 Synchron Resonators. So if a Synchro monster is on your field, and special summon this card from your hand. Ooh, more tuners. You can only summon one of these once per turn this way. If this card is sent from the field to graveyard, target one Resonator monster in your graveyard, except for Synchron Resonator added to your hand. Then we have the 2 Wandering King Wild Wind. So if you control a Fiend type monster with 15 or less attack, you get to special summon this card from your hand. If you attempt this, you can special summon from the extra deck for the rest of this turn, except for Synchro monsters. Alright, so that's very important to combo. We have 1 Dark Hole, 1 Feather Duster, 1 Mind Control, 1 Monster Reborn, 1 Avarice, and then we have 1 Resonant Destruction. So each time a Resonator monster is sent to the graveyard as Synchro material, target 1 card your opponent controls and destroy it. Destroy this card during your second end phase after activation. So you basically get interruptions on your opponent's turn depending on how you're setting things up, but this is kind of cool. We have triple Resonator Call to add Resonators. Then we have the 2 Resonator Command. So this will let us add or discard a Resonator to add a level 4 or lower Fiend monster from our deck to our hand. You might think that this is an inherent minus, but this does allow us to get to our combo pieces to set up our anime-esque deck, which, I mean, is 100% acceptable. We have 1 Super Poly with 2 Bottomless, triple Imperm, and 2 copies of Mirror Force. I feel like I'm just in an anime right now. Down here in the extra deck, we have the 1 Tyrant Red Dragon Archfiend, but of course, we have 1 copy of Hyper Librarian for draw power, 1 Scarlight for blowing up boards, 1 Red Wyvern, and then 2 copies of the Red Supernova Dragon. We don't quite have this one yet, but it's 3 tuner monsters, including 1 non-tuner Synchro monster. Must be first Synchro summoned. Alright, so super easy to do. Gains 500 attack for each tuner in your graveyard. Cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. And then once per turn, when your opponent activates a monster effect, or when your opponent's monster declares an attack, quick effect, and banishes card in all cards your opponent controls, once per turn during your next end phase, this card was banished by its own effect. It gets to you get to special summon this banished card, so it gets to go boop on back. So this whole deck is set up to have this Red Supernova Dragon on the field with its 4K body. Then we have triple copies of Red Rising Dragon, 1 Red Nova, 1 Red Dragon Archfiend, 1 King Calamity, 1 Abyss, 1 Clearwing, and then 1 Starving Venom to make use of our Super Poly. Wrapping up basically what feels like a Red Dragon Archfiend Jack Atlas character deck, which I'm not going to lie to you, in terms of development, like, this is probably as good as you can actually make this deck via competitive play currently. Now, congratulations to the OCG. You guys finally got Plunder Patrol. It's been a long time. Oh, yes, it has. But I see that you guys also get to play the Sky Striker package in your deck. Oh, so you get to go Kagari start combo? Well, that's really cool, OCG. I wish we could also do this. So, Plunder Patrol getting a little bit extra in the OCG, which is actually kind of cool. So we have triple copies of Astral Blossom, Enjoy a Spring, triple copies of Mr. Bluebeard, 2 copies of Pinkertops, triple copies of Undyne, triple copies of Golden Hair, triple copies of Redbeard, with 1 Synthana, with triple copies of Whitebeard, 2 copies of the Gen X Controller. Actually, you might consider this a little bit of a brick. It is what it is. Just giving you more access to tuners, climbing up different access points. It's actually not horrible. Then we have 1 Emblem, 1 Feather Duster, 1 Monster Reborn, triple copies of Mystical Space Typhoon, 1 copy of the Plunder Patrol ships. I hate this card's name. We have triple copies of Shipyard, 1 Pot of Desires, 2 copies of Salvage, 1 Hornet Drones, 2 Engage, with 1 Terraforming, with the 1 copy of the Booty. Down here in the extra deck, we have Kagari, of course, because we have to have our cute little interactions with the extra deck. We have 1 Almirage, 1 Phoenix, 2 copies of Plunder Patrol Captain, 1 Totally Awesome, 2 copies of the Mork, 1 copy of the AA Zeus, 1 Bahamut Shark, 1 Abyss Dweller, 2 copies of Bran, and 2 copies of the Lice. We have 2 copies of Lancia, 2 copies of Ghost Bell in the Haunted Mansion, triple copies of Maxi with 1 Nibiru, 2 copies of Book of Moon, 2 copies of Lightning Storm, and triple copies of Evenly Matched, wrapping up Yarg Plunder Patrol. Like I said, I look forward to seeing how the OCG will explore this deck. I'm hoping that we will see some new support in the near future in the set for this, because I feel like we were 1 to 2 ships off from kind of just having this deck at a really good position in the metagame. And I do feel like it fell short at least a little bit in regards to that. We were just a little bit off. So hopefully we will see the OCG make up for that. And last but not least, ye old Dinomist. Hey, you know how the OCG gets to enjoy playing Electromite? Yeah, Treff is crying too, guys. So this is Dinomist OCG style. And I see that we are playing Dogmatica Dinomist. We've come a long way. We have triple copies of Astral Blossom and Joyous Spring, 1 copy of Astrograph Sorcerer, 2 copies of Brachion, triple copies of Ceratops, 2 copies of Pleos, triple copies of the Pterodon, triple copies of Big Rex, 2 copies of Pinkertops, 4 triple copies of Ecclesia, 2 copies of Dogmatica Fleur de Lis, and triple copies of Maxi. And then we have 1 Called by the Grave, triple copies of Dinomist Charge, 1 copy of Harvey's Feather Duster, triple copies of Pot of Desires, with 1 triple Tactical Talents, with triple copies of Howling. This is still one of the best cards that this deck has going for it. And then we have 1 Punishment. Down here in the extra deck, we have 1 Cleefort Genius, 1 Abermax, 1 Unicorn with 1 IP, 1 Electromite, 1 Urea, 1 Draco Masters of the 10E with 1 Borreload, 1 Access Code, Infinity and Nova, of course, Titanclad, Nakaba, and 2 copies of Vanitas. Side deck here we have 1 DD Crow, 2 copies of Nibiru, triple copies of Retaliating Sea, 2 copies of Zoo King Alpha, 1 Called by the Grave, 2 Cosmics, 2 Dark Ruler No More, and 2 copies of the Ice Dragon's Prison, wrapping up your chunk of OCG deck profiles for everybody this week. So, kind of interesting stuff here. So, what do you guys think about these decks? Please leave a comment down below. I'd like to hear your guys' thoughts, opinions, concerns on these. And really, these are kind of interesting. So, with that, guys, remember, subscribe to the channel for more content. Thank you, patrons, for making the ride never truly end. Without you guys' support, well, I would probably be doing Truffle Shuffle videos for a living. Guys, please check out VanCall40 for all of your Cardfight Vanguard content brought to you by MCall40. And if you are looking to pick up singles, check out mcallgames.com for your trading card game needs. Thanks for watching, everybody.